Hey guys, here we go into a film study on Jean Pascal for his upcoming fight versus Dmitry Bivol, which in my opinion is just going to be a slaughter, much like the Kovalev fights. I don't think that he's learned anything, probably since his last few fights. If you've watched his fight with Eleider Alvarez, it's very similar. First off, I'm kind of back, I started a new job. I'm not sure how many people will see this or my last video, but I did a video last night on Usyk and Bellew, and the video got taken down for copyright immediately. So I'm sure not a lot of people even got to see it, but they released it today. So if you want, you go check it out. It talks about timing. Also, anybody interested in Spence versus Mikey Garcia, I have a video on Mikey Garcia and Spence already done. It got taken down by copyright a few months ago. But it's been released because Showtime's a bunch of scumbags. But I'll have a link in the description. And that video has a lot to do with the same exact concept that Usyk overcame. But anyway, If I've just been super busy lately. I got a new job, the place where I record videos. I don't record videos there anymore, so it's just figuring out a schedule and whatever. And also I started training boxing recently again. So I got a new gym, old school boxing in San Diego, California. Anybody who's interested, just try to get in shape again, and maybe I'll start competing. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into the video and see what's going on here. So right now I want to pay attention to Pascal's guard, right? So just watch him as he comes out, and he steps forward and he rocks back, right? Steps forward and rocks back. And look at how his guard is kind of static. His head is in one place, and he's only moving it with his feet, right? But he's not dipping from side to side. And then right there, what's the first thing he does? He explodes out of his guard with the punch, right? And we know how much I dislike that. So we'll move on and we'll talk about why that's bad. But look at how he's reacting to the punches, right? Kovalev shoots a feigning jab at him, right? And he brings his hands up. And look at how his guard right now is not active at all, right? And granted, it's only a few seconds into the fight, but he's kind of standing there. And that allows Kovalev to shoot the same shot at him, the same feint, get him into this guard, and land a body shot right there. And you can't hear it, obviously, but it was a thudding shot, a huge shot that he was very easily able to set Pascal up for, because Pascal doesn't have an active guard. So that means that whatever defensive layer he uses to block punches or slip or whatever is going to be very consistent and very easily timed. So he shoots that same feinting jab, gets him into the same position that he was here, right? And then Kovalev says, okay, I'll just do that again. Do the same thing, boom, and shoots a right hand instead of going in with the jab. And because that's so predictable, I think Bivol is going to have a huge advantage. Now, Pascal's counterpunching. This is really important too. And we're still focusing on active guard right now, but notice this counterpunch. Boom. Catch and counter style, right? Even though he eats that punch, it's still catch and counter on the same timing. That'll be important later as we pay attention to the video. But again, look at him in his guard and his defense. When he's getting in his active guard, he's only blocking. And there you go, some little fancy footwork right there, where he kind of feints. But look at how he commits so hard to his feint, right? Kovalev takes a step back, and then he comes in with the same shot again, and Kovalev says, okay, because he's committing so hard to his feints, just cracks him over the top. And as you can tell, he's breaking his non-active guard to throw punches, and Kovalev's easily able to time him. Only 25 seconds into the round, he's landing overhand rights over his jab. Super demoralizing. But also his defense, not really moving off the line. Kovalev able to kind of chase him down there, but not a lot going for Pascal. Now again, his feinting, right? Committing super hard to that feint, committing super hard to his next feint, right? And then committing super hard, and then throwing a jab to the body right there. It doesn't even look like it lands. But telegraphing his shots, not really setting them up, and being really obvious with them. Now getting back to his defense, notice how his guard is static again, right? Here he is. He's kind of moving a little bit side to side, right? But his hands are staying in the same position. His head's not really moving. It's like a tiny bit of upper body movement. But watch his feet. See how he's moving these motions, but his weight is not transferring at all, which means that he's not going anywhere. He's only moving his upper body, which means that he can't actually get out of the way of a punch. And when Kovalev says, okay, I'll give him some feints right here, and watch Kovalev, right? Feinting, changing levels, right? Also feinting like he's throwing a right hand, as you see his right foot comes up, right? And he starts leaning over. Then he comes forward, shows him the left glove, shows him the right glove, and then shoots a jab to the body. And Pascal has one defense, right? He has to figure out what punch is coming because he has no control over Kovalev, right? He's not probing with his lead hand. He's not controlling the space with feints. He's not using his lead hand to control the space. He's not doing anything, and that allows Kovalev to kind of feint him into oblivion, right? And notice him kind of get stuck, pull away, and then start moving back. And again, because he doesn't move his feet, his weight is stuck, right? So as soon as he gets feinted out of position, he's just a sitting duck for that body shot. Boom. And all Pascal has is his eyes to determine how he's going to defend himself. Again, not setting that shot up, just kind of throwing it out there. And again, unactive guard allows Kovalev to just come in there, shoot that body shot. And Pascal, he has to know it's going to be a body shot in order for him to block it. Otherwise, he's going to get hit by it. And hit by it over and over again because he doesn't move his head, he doesn't move his body, and even when he's rocking back and forth, his weight is stuck in one spot. Again, very poor feinting, right? Comes in. That's the setup for this left hook. Misses by a mile, really easy to time because the only time that he steps out of his guard, as you see, is to throw punches. So his offense is very poor. His defense is poor as well because he has no control over the space of him and his opponent. And you can see how it affects him here, how easily he's able to be feinted out of position. Right, left, he starts ducking down, and then Kovalev goes over the top with the right hand right there and lands a beautiful shot. And then again, Pascal flying out of his guard after getting cracked. Kovalev's not even ready. He's adjusting his trunks, right? And he's like, oh. And Kovalev just takes one step back, bink, catches him with a jab. But a very predictable offense from Pascal. No real opportunities to land his offense. And his defense is predictable as well. And again, just eating jabs to the body because of the fact that he doesn't know how to predict what Kovalev is going to do. He doesn't have any control over him. He doesn't have control over that lead hand. He doesn't have control of his backhand. He's not feinting. He's just allowing Kovalev to do whatever he wants. And then again, Pascal says, oh, jab to the body, I can do that too, and eats a right hand over the top. Again, very basic fighter in Jean Pascal. And then getting back to Jean Pascal's cream of the crop, how he wins his fights is counterpunching. And this is going to be a huge problem for him against Bivol because Bivol is such a good fighter. I don't think he's quite on Kovalev's level. I don't think he's as fluid with his offense. I think he's like a little bit more mechanical, maybe a little bit more, I don't want to say technical, but a lot of people misunderstand what that means. But I don't think he's as fluid with his offense. But I think he's also a sturdier, stronger fighter than Kovalev. I don't think he hits as hard, but I think he's stronger, But the problem with this defense, right, as you see again, right hand, and props to Pascal, he blocks that one with his elbow. He kind of parries it. You'll see right here. Parries it with his elbow. Good shot. And then comes back with a catch and counter style. But Kovalev is able to duck under it, right? Just by using a responsible defense. You throw a punch at your opponent and you move your head off the line. You move off the line. You use some defensive measure, right? Because getting your hands back to your head is not like, there's no way that Kovalev is going to get his hands back to his head, right, before this punch gets to him, right? No way. So he has to duck, right? The problem with this catch and counter style is that, as you see, Kovalev has a responsible defense. Bivol also has a very responsible defense, able to control their opponent after they throw their right hands, using their weight to block their opponent's weight transfers by, I guess there's a technical term for this. I just started hearing it. It's called framing. You frame your opponent, but you use your hands to control them, your forearms. So after you transfer your weight, you use your weight to push off of them to get back to a center position and to block their weight transfer or to move off the line. And as you can see there and here again, Kovalev shooting that right hand right over the top. And that counter coming just a second too late, you know. And Kovalev's not even really trying to get away from the second one, right? But no chance. And I think that Pascal is going to have a very hard time with that catch and counter style. And as you can see, again, his offense, very mediocre. Very mediocre there. Even though he catches them with kind of a left hook there and a left hook here, right? Catch and counter style. He almost eats that right hand first. But the idea is that he always looks to defend himself before he offends his opponent. And as we saw in this fight, if you watch this fight, Kovalev-Pascal too, Kovalev was able to get Pascal out of position, blocking shots that weren't coming, 9 times out of 10, and just crack him with huge shots. And Bivol has a very similar talent, a very similar skill level. And I think that Bivol is going to dominate Pascal. And it might even look better than Kovalev did. It might. Not because Pascal's older, but just because, like I said, Bivol's a little stronger, so I think he might be able to fight on the inside better with Pascal. And that actually might not be a good thing for Bivol, fighting on the inside with Pascal. But I think that he's going to be able to maintain pressure better than Kovalev. And I think that might be why he might look better than Kovalev did. But I think this is going to be a massive beatdown. Just an awful, awful fight for Pascal. There's no way he should have accepted it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like me, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and hit me up on that Patreon if you appreciate what I'm doing. And don't forget to check out my Mikey Garcia fight in the comments in the description below. All right, thanks, guys.